Hello and welcome to the recap, where we look back at all the weekend's action from the WSL, the European leagues and any of the big talking points from this past weekend. Now before we get into today's one, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video, and that you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now today we usually go back and look at the game that we previewed on Friday, which was obviously Everton versus Chelsea, for all the talking points. However, this weekend in the WSL there was drama all weekend, and we'll start off with the game on Saturday at the Bescott Stadium, where Aston Villa took on West Ham United. Now Aston Villa were losing 2-0 quite early on when Dagny Brynjarsdottir and Honoka Hayashi put Paul Konchesky's West Ham side 2-0 up within inside the first quarter of an hour, and then after that it was pretty carnage the rest of the game. I mean, chances either side for both of the half and for both sides creating chances, but both Mackenzie Arnold and Anna Leet were making some good saves to keep it at a low scoreline of just the 2-0 to West Ham United. And then as the second half went on, Villa definitely grew in more confidence and definitely looked like they're more likely to score, and then they did so on 77 minutes when Kenza Darley put in a lovely goal after a nice assist from Rachel Daly, top right hand corner, nothing that Mackenzie Arnold could do, and it was 2-1 and game on then. And after that minute, Villa definitely looked like the pressing team that were going to be able to score another goal. They then get a penalty for handball, which Alicia Lehmann ended up taking, to the surprise of Carla Ward, which we'll get onto in a minute. However, her penalty was then saved, and then carnage ensued afterwards. Hawa Sissoko and Sarah Malin were involved in a little tussle just outside the halfway line. Sarah Malin was booked for her offence, and then as it continued to escalate before the referee even managed to get the booking out for Hawa Sissoko, threw some slaps towards, I don't want to say punches because I don't know if it was closed fist or not, at Malin and connected, hence why she was sent off. And then she took a while to get off the pitch, and then as she was processing to get down towards the tunnel, West Ham boss Paul Konchesky revealed that some of the Aston Villa either players or staff said something to Sissoko, and then that ensued into a little bit of a fisticuffs on the technical side of the pitch, and then that led to Paul Konchesky himself being sent off and a couple more other people that we weren't able to see on camera. So that left all the drama there. But why I said the Alicia Lehmann penalty was surprising to Carla Ward, because she came out after the match post game saying that Rachel Daly should be the penalty taker for the club, and that it should never have been Alicia Lehmann taking the penalties, and that's why it surprised her so much because of that going on. And it's a thing that they should deal with, because she said if we get a penalty, everyone knows who takes the penalties, and therefore obviously Rachel Daly should have been the one taking the penalty rather than Alicia Lehmann. And obviously Lehmann used to play for West Ham United, so maybe that did give the Hammers a bit of an edge as to where she was going in that one. But in the end, 2-1, all the drama towards the latter 5 or so minutes of regular time and then into stoppage time. Right, let's have a look at Sunday's action now, and it kicked off with Manchester United putting 4 past Brighton and Hove Albion, Ella Toone getting a brace, and then Leah Galton and Adriana Leone scoring for Mark Skinner's side to complete a perfect start to the season, 3 wins out to 3. Then Chelsea beat Everton 3-1. Pernille Harder scoring a brace, including one for the penalty spot, and then Niamh Charles scoring a wonder goal on the 95th minute. That was obviously a good win for Emma Hayes' side. Obviously, first game without Emma Hayes on the sideline. Manchester City put 4 past Leicester City to get their first win of the season. Kedia Bunny Shaw scoring a brace, Lauren Hemp and Yui Hasegawa getting her first goal for the club. Tottenham beat Liverpool 1-0 after a Celine Bizet cross was put into her own net by Niamh Fahy, and Arsenal managed to hang on to beat Reading 1-0 thanks to Astina Blackstenius' goal, although Arsenal definitely could have and maybe should have scored more goals, and even in the second half Reading were definitely the unluckier of the sides not to score late on. So let's have a look at the leagues around Europe now, and Real Madrid managed to come from 1-0 down to beat Alaves 7-1, scoring all 7 goals in the last half an hour, with Caroline Weir scoring a brace and Esther Gonzalez getting a hat-trick. So that is a fantastic result for Real Madrid. On Saturday, Barcelona beat Athletic Club 3-0, and Atletico Madrid beat Sporting Huelva earlier on 5-0, so that was good wins there. Over in Italy, and the Milan derby was won by Inter Milan beating AC 4-0, so it was fantastic joy there for Inter, whilst Fiorentina beat Pomigliano 1-0, Como beat Parma 4-1, Roma beat Sassuolo 1-0, and Juventus managed to beat Sampdoria by 4-0. Over in Germany this past weekend, and Bayern Munich enjoyed a 4-0 victory yesterday over FC Cologne. Linda Dahlmann being the goal scorer, getting the things going there. On Saturday, Wolfsburg beat Turbine Potsdam 2-0 with Alex Pop and Eva Pajor scoring the goals. So good results there for both Bayern and Wolfsburg as they get set to get their Champions League campaign underway this week. Lyon beat Bordeaux 3-1 in a very comfortable win there, and on Saturday, Paris Saint-Germain beat Dijon by the same scoreline, with Lieke Martins, Gresky and Ramona Bachmann the goal scorers. And then over in the Netherlands, finally, on the European side, FC Twente put 9 past Heerenveen, with Fenna Karma scoring a brace, Kaylee Van Doren getting a hat-trick, and some more goal scorers. So again, a fantastic start to the season for Heerenveen. Ajax beat Den Haag by 3-0, with Romelu Ekta scoring a brace and Sherida Spitzer also getting on the score sheet. So some fantastic results in and around the European leagues this past weekend. And obviously on Sunday evening saw the start of the NWSL Playoffs, and it was wins for Kansas City Current and the San Diego Wave, who advanced to the semi-finals. Now, KC Current managed to win in the 100th minute of the game, with Kate Del Fava scoring her first goal in the NWSL, and it was absolutely brilliant to see for Del Fava, and it means that the KC Current will now be in the semi-finals. And San Diego Wave managed to beat Chicago Red Stars 2-1, with Emily Van Egmond and Alex Morgan scoring the goals for Casey Stoney's side. So that is all this weekend's games looked up and rounded up. We will have a reaction to the Ballon d'Or later on in the week, and we will also have a preview to this week's Champions League games, as it is just 2 days to go until the Champions League is out. And we will also have a normal weekend preview coming up, and finally a look at the World Cup draw, which takes place this weekend. Until then, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Like I said at the start of the video, it really helps this channel grow, and we're trying to get to 500 subscribers possibly by the end of the month. Would be absolutely brilliant. And follow us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. And until next time, we'll see you soon.